hear something? Yeah. Oh, is it the computer? It might be that screen back there. It's doing something.
Oh, maybe it's some...
Yeah, it might be whatever's going on that screen back there, which is my backup screen, so I can see everybody. I was just charging it for a minute. Okay, I think we are up and running. Let me do this, do this. Okay. No, wait, what happened to you? Okay. Yeah, is it this making noise?
It's not making noise. It's not? I hear something. I'm gonna leave this back here plugged in for a minute.
Where's your phone?
Maybe it's the music. Maybe there's something in the background on the music.
It's just what made me.
Okay, I don't hear it.
Yeah.
It might have been something in the music. It might have been something like a background in the music. Sometimes that happens. There's like some track in the background that's weird and whatever. Okay. Here we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. So where I can see you all. All right. Hello. So I think most of you have been here around for the last few weeks, but what I'll just give a little recap of what we've been talking about. So there's a system. So as energetic beings, as physical beings, as a human being, we have the physical systems of the body, and we have energetic systems of the body. So one of the ways that energy moves within the body, which we call in yoga, we call prana, the life force. It moves through what are called the prana vayus. And so it's just these ways that prana and energy move within the energetic part of our body. And it's not a linear process. You know, we've sort of taken them step by step. We're going one at a time. But in the same way that your respiratory system and your circulatory system and your digestive system and your lymphatic system and your endocrine system are all doing their thing all at the same time, it's the same way with these energy vayus, right? They're all sort of doing their thing at the same time. So we started this learning about these with the prana vayu, which is a receiving, the way that we receive energy, the way that we receive life force. So through the breath, through the food that we eat, through sunlight, through anything that nourishes us. And then we release apana vayu, is the outward elimination of energy. So if we have excess prana, if there's our thoughts or ideas or belief systems that we need to let go of, it's about eliminating. In anything you do in the bathroom is related to apana vayu. Last week we talked about samana vayu, which is once you've taken it in, you then digest it. So it's related to digestion on all levels, the digestion of our food, the digestion of situations we find ourselves in, of how, challenging times and happy times, and of the ways that we sort of work through them and be able to let them go, or, and be able to move forward in our lives. And then this week we're talking about Vyana Vayu, which is about then circulating it. So we've taken it in, we've let go of the excess, we've digested it, and now we've taken what is worth holding on to, and now we need to move it around the body. It needs to circulate through the body. So some of these vayus have a seat or a locus in a particular point in the body. Vyana Vayu doesn't have that. It's related to the Svadhisthana chakra, which is in the pelvis, but it is the whole body, and it's related to it's the way that we feel and function as a cohesive whole. So it's about moving the prana in all directions. Samana is about sort of drawing inwards to digest it, and then we digest it and we can move it back outwards. So it's related to the skin, the whole covering of the body. Skin isn't something we think about all that often. I mean, it's funny, many things we don't really think about unless something's bothering us, right? We don't think about our shoulder unless our shoulder's hurting. We don't think about our skin unless we have a rash or something's going on, But our skin, it's the biggest organ in our body. It's the covering of our body, and it's sort of the boundary of our body, the container on the most outermost level of our being. And in this way, Vyana Vayu is related to boundaries. So the one analogy that the scriptures use is like a drop of water. And Vyana Vayu is related to the element of water, but if you think of a drop of water, the surface tension of the water is what's holding the water inside. Our skin is doing that same thing with our energy inside, right? It's holding the energy inside of us. And then we can use the awareness of that to be able to move through, the boundaries that we have in relationships, the way that we move through the world. So if boundaries on one end or the other, some of us have very strong boundaries where it's like hard to let people in, it's hard to, step out of our comfort zone. Some of us have very loose boundaries where it's hard for us to, kind of find ourselves in space. It's hard to create, strong what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence maybe, right? In who you are in a relationship. So working with Vyana Vayu can help with that sense of boundaries, in that we are working with the boundary of our body and then how we are expressing our own individual energy within that. Does that make sense? So it's circulation, it's this sense of fluidity, of movement. And although asana, the poses, the postures that we do on the mat, help to balance and stimulate all the prana vayus, asana itself is particularly associated with Vyana Vayu, and that we are really moving our body, and we're moving through the whole of our bodies. Hopefully through yoga practice, we move through the whole of our body, we get some more movement going. Okay, so that's Vyana Vayu, and we'll just work with that as we work in our practice this morning. So I'll invite you to take a good seat, to sit up nice and tall. And just begin to have a sense of your skin, the covering of your body, the outline of your body, the way that your physical, the outermost layer of your physical body in space. Have a sense of your clothing touching your skin, of air touching your skin where there's air touching your skin. Just let your breath begin to deepen, and just imagine as you're breathing deeper that your whole body is expanding with breath and your whole body is contracting as you breathe. And just have this sense of prana, life force, expanding from the inside to the outside, and then drawing it back in as the muscles and the skin contract slightly with the exhale, and just have this sense of a pulsation of energy of your skin being the container or the containment, and of the energy and the life force and the flow of breath and circulation and all the processes happening inside of your body just being contained by the surface of the skin. And join your hands together at your heart. Sit up nice and tall. And I like to begin the practice by chanting 3 ohms together. If you'd like to join, you can participate by listening, you can participate by chanting, in whatever way feels comfortable for you. If you'd like to join, take in a deep breath. To your heart, to your body, to your breath, to the energy moving within you, as part of you. And then drop your hands to your knees and just start to do some circles. So just circling in your body the way that we are wanting to get energy circulating and moving inside. Circle one way,
Let the circle become bigger, brighter, fuller, wider. And then maybe circle around the other way. Oh, could you guys hear me? Because I didn't put the mic back on. I forgot. All right. Circle. Let the circles become a little bit bigger. That's it. And then next time your weight is leaning back, drop your weight into your hands. So let your spine round. Let your head drop down. Let your belly drop back towards your spine. Stretch the back of your neck. That's it. And then inhale and pull with your hands a little bit. Come upright, draw your shoulders back, broad and across your collarbones. And then as you exhale, again, let your weight drop into your hands, rock your spine back, let your head and neck release. Inhale, lengthen the front of the body, lifting up from the pubic bone all the way up to the chin. And one more time, exhale. And inhale. Good, and then just find center. And we're gonna come up to stand and do some standing things to warm up. So I want you to think about, so let's come to Tadasana. We're just gonna come to mountain pose to start. And think about creating this sort of dynamic tension between the outer body, the skin pulling in, and the energy expanding out. So I want you to just play with that idea for a minute. So line up your feet parallel. Stack the bones of your legs so that the thigh bones, the shins, the thigh bones, all the way up through the spine, you're feeling like you're standing tall. Stretch your arms straight by your sides and even have your fingers stretching a little bit. And then just feel the whole encasement of your body, your skin just pulling in. Feel your muscles pull in towards your bones. And that feels restrictive. It feels constricted a little bit, right? So now on the inside, see if you can have a sense of an expansion of energy outwards. So the skin is sort of pulling in and the energy within is expanding out. And I want you to just sort of hold on to that sense as we're moving through our poses. So on your next inhale, just let your arms float up, reach up. And as you exhale, just let the arms float down. Good, and then as you inhale, just float up. And as you exhale, down. And just like that, one more time, we're gonna take it into a side bend. So sweep the arms up, and then clasp your right wrist in your left hand. Sorry, I'm trying to be where I can see everybody. And then lean to your left. So clasp your right wrist and lean left. You got it. That's it. So these lateral side bending poses are supposed to be helpful for balancing and stimulating Vyana Vayu. So as you lean to the side, just have a sense of energy circulating in your right side. Then inhale, come upright and switch. Clasp your left wrist and exhale and lean to the right. Reach to the right. Have a sense of energy moving on the left side of your body a little bit more. Good. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, we're going to fold forward. So you're going to fold forward, hands to the floor. If the hands don't go to the floor, you can just grab your blocks on the way. Take your hands onto blocks. You want your hands touching something. Or if you need to just bend your knees here, especially for this first forward bend of the practice, you can bend your knees a little bit. And then pedal your feet a few times. So like we do in dog pose. So bend one knee and then bend the other knee. I'll go side view. So bend one. And then the other, yeah, that's it. Let one hip drop down. So try to keep your heels down. So keep your heels on the floor and bend one knee and then the other knee so that the hip is sort of dropping down one side and then dropping down the other side so that you're getting a deeper stretch along the back of the legs. Okay, and now with your knees really bent, just let your spine roll up. We don't do the roll up so much in here, but if you do with your bent knees, with your knees really bent, it can be a nice stretch for your low back. That's it. Come on up, roll your shoulders back. Come back to that Tadasana and that dynamic tension of a pulling in. In Anusara Yoga, we call that muscular energy, is that contractive pulling in energy, and then organic energy is the expansive energy that expands out. So feel that dynamic tension. I had one teacher who used to say, it's like being at attention and at ease at the same time. I said that to my Army son once. He was like, Mom, I don't know where you come up with this. Okay, inhale, arms up. He's like, those mean really different things. And I'm like, I know, it's just funny, whatever. Okay, exhale, arms down. He's like, you don't know what those things mean. You're right, I don't, because I'm not in the Army. You are. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Circle towards the back body, a little more stretch into the chest. Good. And then do one more. We're going to take it into another side bend. So for this one, you're going to sweep your left arm across your belly, and you're going to lean to the left with your right arm. So feel like you're pushing, like you're using that left hand to push energy out through the right side of your body. And then reach to your right fingertips as you're leaning left. That's it. Good. And then inhale and sweep your arm up. And switch sides. Cross your right arm in front and like push, like you're pushing energy to the side. Lean to the right. Keep your shoulders back. Keep your head back. Take one more breath. Good. Inhale, arms up. Stretch up tall. So expand energy from the center outwards, down to your feet, up to the sky, out in all directions, and then fold forward again from the hips. Hands to floor or blocks. This time, bend and straighten your knees at the same time a few times. So bend both knees and then straighten both legs. And again, hands can just stay on blocks for this whole thing. Bend the knees, poke your hips back behind you, and then straighten your legs. Let your spine round and do one more like that. Bend and straighten. And then hold here with straight legs just for a breath. All right, this time we're going to come up with a long spine. So make your legs really strong. Take your hands to your hips, lift your elbows, lift your shoulders, lift your head. So you're in a long spine and a flat back. Good. And then push through your feet and come up. So you feel the difference between those two. When we roll up, it's all in the back, right? And that's okay. If your knees are soft, it's nice to have that stretch in your back, but you really want to keep your knees soft if you're going to do that. If you're coming up with straight legs, or if you're coming up, I mean, most of the time, we should come up in that, it's like that whole thing of lift with your legs when you're lifting something, right? So you want to be using your leg muscles to bring yourself up. You should feel it more in your legs than in your back as you're coming up and down. Okay, one more side stretch. Let's do one more arm circles. Inhale up. Exhale, circle the arms back behind a little bit, so you're getting a little more stretch into the chest. Inhale, again, arms up, shoulders back. Exhale down. And one more. Okay, arms up. Now, you're going to step your right foot back and cross it behind your left. Your left knee can be bent. So your legs are going to be crossed over. I know, it's a little wobbly. Get both feet down, so get your heels down. Your knees can be a little soft here. Yeah. Okay, then drop your left hand to your right leg behind you. Or you could just go on your hip. If it's better to go on your hip, that's fine too. And then reach up to your right fingertips, lean to the left. So we're just taking this side body stretch now into the leg. Maybe you feel that a little bit. Press down to the inside edge of your foot. Yeah, the squishy mat's probably not helping you there. The inside edge of the foot presses down. Lengthen to your hip and then lengthen to your fingertips, lean a little more. Okay, now look forward, lift your head first. Yep, and swing that arm down. This one's wobbly getting out. I don't know why, it's a hard one to come out of. Everybody falls over coming out of that one, including me. Okay, inhale, arms up, and we'll do the other side. So you're gonna cross over, step your left foot behind. Yep, that front knee can be bent. Both knees can be a little soft here, but the front knee especially. Then right hand either to your hip or to the leg behind you. Reach up to your left fingertips and lean to the right a lot. Good. So all the alignment things that we do in yoga, all these suggestions that we're making from the front of the room here, it's not about fixing something that's broken or making something better. It's just simply opening up the body so that this energy, the life force, can move more easily. All right, come on up slowly, lift your head, let that arm come down. And step over. Okay, good. Do a little march out. Okie dokie. I'm going to grab my screen because I'm forgetting to watch you guys. All right, come towards the front of your mat now and have your blocks in front of you. Yeah. Okay, so I want to work with a couple of different, a way of aligning the legs now. So throughout the whole body, there's this sense of the skin sort of pulling in and the energy expanding out. In the legs, there's a particular way that works to help line up the knees and the bones of the legs. So bend your knees, have your feet about hip distance apart and parallel, and then bend your knees and take your hands to your outer shins. So you can lean forward and have your shins on the outside of your hands on the outside of your shins. That's it. Now, press with your hands, press your shins towards each other. And so see, your knees will knock in a little bit. The weight will come more to the inner edge, the big toe side of your foot. Now, I want you to, against that, push your inner thighs out wide. So keep your shins hugging in, but push your inner thighs out wide until you feel the weight balanced on your feet and your kneecaps are pointing straight ahead. Okay, now slide your hands to your hips and keep watching your kneecaps. See what they do. Sometimes they splay apart, sometimes they knock together. The idea is we want to keep them parallel to each other. All right, come upright. Does that make sense? So some of us tend to come like this. Some of us tend to, our feet turn out, the knees want to go wide. The idea is we want the bones of the legs to stay parallel. So we're going to come back into chair, try to create those two energies now without using the hands. So bend your knees, poke your hips back. Hug your lower legs in. Can you go narrower with your feet, Donald, or is that okay? Okay. Hug your lower legs in. Push your inner thighs wide. If you need to look at your kneecaps, look. See that they're pointing straight ahead. Good. Then drop your tailbone down and tone your belly. And then either take your arms into cactus or straight up if that feels okay for shoulders. Everybody's shoulders are not happy there, so you can stay in cactus. That's it. Lengthen your spine. Sit your hips down low. Breathe one more breath. And then press to your feet and come on up. And exhale, let your arms release down. So this is a way of creating, it's like a boundary to push out against. Does that make sense? So we want that broadening in the pelvis, but we don't want the feet and the ankles to bear the brunt of that, right? So we create the boundary first. It's like, when you go to, if you want to drink a glass of water, you don't pour it on the counter, so it goes over, you put it in a glass. It's got to be contained. We need that container. So the shins in this pose are a little bit of the container. We're going to take that into a twist. So if you can step narrower and maintain your balance, go even a little narrower. If that really throws your balance off, you can stay a little wider. That's fine. Or if your legs are better aligned in that position. Okay, bend your knees, slide your hips back, hug your lower legs, push your inner thighs out. Join your hands at your heart. Good. We're going to twist to the right. So two options. You can hook your left elbow to the inner left knee or to the outer right knee. So either one of those works. Wherever you are, get an elbow to a knee as best you can. So you're turning to the right. Yep, like that. That's it. Yep. And then press the knee and the elbow together and work to turn your belly and look up. And then just as you breathe, let the prana circulate from the inside to the outside. This is a restrictive feeling pose. So use that inner fullness to create a sense of expansion on the inside. Okay, inhale, come on up. You can just straighten up for a moment. Just release your hands for a moment. Give the legs a break. So is this making sense? Especially when we come to these restrictive poses, right, where you're all kind of crunched up. The body is getting compressed. That's not a bad thing. It's, sort of massaging the organs and all that. But we can use that sense of our inner energy to create still a sort of feeling of expansiveness on the inside. All right, let's do the second side. Poke your hips back. Good. And then we're twisting left. So right elbow will come to inner right knee or to outer left knee. Either one. You got it. And then use the pressure of your hands to turn your belly deeply, to try to look up over your left shoulder. Good. Take a couple more breaths, just letting the prana circulate through, feeling an expansiveness of the inner energy. Okay, inhale and come to center. Just let your arms float up with your breath. And then on the exhale, fold. Hands can go to floor or to blocks. And then we're going to step back with the right foot into a lunge. So right leg back. Yep. Take a long stance. You want your left heel on the mat and your left knee over your ankle. So it might be, you might need to lengthen or move the blocks back if you're using blocks. We're going to have the back knee off the floor for this one. Yeah. Is that okay, Sheila? Yep. Yeah. Okay. All right, good. Now we're going to do a little bend and straighten. Your back leg is going to stay straight, so you may want hands onto blocks for this, right? You may need to come up onto blocks. We're going to straighten the front knee and then bend the front knee. So we're just going to ease in and out of the front hamstring. Yep. And the blocks can be up high if you need to. That's good. Most important thing is that we're getting that leg straight, or as straight as we can. Yep, go up as high as you need to. I'm going to grab another block for myself, and I'm going to put the music back on. Okay, next time your leg is straight, hold there. Hold your leg, your front leg as straight as you can. That's it. And work to level off your hips so the right inner thigh spins back a little more. The left outer hip pulls back a little more. Let your spine extend out of your pelvis. And then one more breath, just let your head release down towards your knee. On your next inhale, rebend your front knee, step forward to the front of your mat. And then just come to a standing rest here. So bend your knees. If your hands are on blocks, they can stay. Just let your elbows hang. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Let your head and your shoulders release. If it's comfortable, you can wrap your arms around your legs. Some people like to do it that way. It's sort of like a standing child's pose. Come to a standing rest. Okay, good. Then hands back to blocks if you were using blocks, or come to the floor and then step your left foot back. So wherever your hands are, you want them framing your front foot. Whether they're on blocks or the floor, you want them framing your front foot. Yes. And then it's just a bend and straighten sequence. As you inhale, bend your knee, front knee. As you exhale, straighten your front leg. And just in and out of that front knee a few times. Maybe don't take it to fully straight these first couple times. Just let the back of the hamstring ease into it a little bit. All right, and then the next time the leg is straight, hold it there with the leg as straight as you can, both legs as straight as you can. Extend energy down through your legs, out through your spine, from the center of your body out to the surface of your skin. So that even though we're in this forward bend that might feel a little contractive, there's still this sense of inner fullness and inner expansion. Okay, rebend your front knee. Step forward to the front of your mat, and then inhale and come on all the way up. Reach and stretch up tall. And exhale, let your arms release. Okay, we're going to come into a squat now. So I want to give some options for a squat. If your body comes very easily into this position, then you can just sit into a squat and that's totally fine. If your body does not come very easily into this position, here's some options. You can take a blanket, roll it up. You want your heels to be weight bearing. You don't want to be on your tiptoes. So if your heels tend to lift, if there's tightness in the ankles, you can just put a rolled up blanket underneath your heels. If it's a knee situation, a couple things you can do. You can be up higher like this. You can do it at the wall. You can go butt to the wall. Takes a little bit of the weight off of the knees. You can also, if you want to come a little lower, but you still feel like you need a support, you can sit on a block. So any of those options, I want your heels flat on something. So if that means sitting on a block, fine. If that means heels on a blanket, fine. If you can do it just squatting down, fine. Yeah. It might be that you have to be up higher. Yeah, so this higher position might be better for you, Don. Yeah, and if you want to come to a wall, if it feels like too much, you can go to a wall. Hope your block doesn't fall over if you're sitting on a block. Are you okay? All right, get elbows to inner knees. So work your upper body between, your elbows between your inner knees. Yeah, that's good, Michael. You could even use the chair if you wanted to. Okay, now broaden your collarbones. Draw your shoulders back. Yep, let your seat, your bottom drop down, your tailbone get really heavy, but lengthen up through your spine. Okay, now keep your right arm and your right leg connected. You can take the hand to the floor. You can just have your hand on your heart. And then left hand to your left knee, twist left. Yep, twist left. And then inhale, come to center. Good, and left arm and left leg are bracing against each other and you go, right hand to right knee, right hand to right knee. We don't have to go, you can go up if you like, but we did hand to the knee on the first side. Twist and look up to the right. Okay, inhale to center and then hands to the floor. Straighten your legs, fold over to a little bit of a wider forward bend. And then walk your hands out in front of you, any amount that you can. Again, hands can be on blocks here. Let me move back so I'm still in the video. And then you're going to reach under and catch the outer right leg with your left hand and twist to the right. Hold the outside. So just turn your hand around, Sheila, so you're holding the outside of your leg. Just like that. And have your right hand on the floor or a block. Right hand stays in front. So it's just this one, sorry. Yep. Left hand is out in front. Right hand is out in front, left hand, but hold the outside of your leg. Like that, so you can pull a little bit and lean, get a little deeper twist into your torso. Good, and then just switch sides. Yep, so left hand will stay on the floor, right hand will reach under, twist. You can either look over your right shoulder or over your left shoulder or under your left armpit. You guys, I'm sorry. Some days the right's and the left. It's, I don't know. Someday I'm going to get them right. I keep promising. It's only been 22 years or something. All right, come back to center. All right, from here, step your right foot back to the back of your mat. And this time we're going to drop the knee down. So if you need to grab a blanket on the way for your knee, or if you need to fold your mat over, if you need extra padding. Oh, that's fine. I was like, what is that noise? Okay, no worries. It's totally fine. Okay, so we want to be in a longish lunge. If you can, have your back leg on a diagonal. So instead of it being knee under hip, have the knee back behind the hip a little bit. So you get a little bit of stretch. Yep, that's it, Margaret. And tuck your back toes under so that you're other way. So you're like that, so that there's a little more energy in the back of the leg. Okay, now have this sense of pulling the skin to the muscles of your legs. Like you're encasing the muscles even more powerfully. And feel how the legs pull together a little bit as you do that, and then come upright, hands onto the front thigh. Good. The skin's still hugging in towards the muscles. Now hug the muscles in towards the bones. And then do that in the torso, like you're sort of creating this like corset in your torso of the muscles pulling in. And then as you inhale, take your arms to the sky and feel the skin of your arms hug the muscles of your arms. And the muscles hug the bones. And so we've created this very strong container now. Now let the prana expand out in all directions. Let your arms feel like they're circumferentially growing bigger, like your torso growing wider. Yes, your legs growing fuller. Take one more breath. And then exhale and take the hands down over to the right. So we're going to go on to the right. Okay. Heel toe your left foot over to the left like a footprint. Yeah, like that. And then, but turn the toes out. You had it right. Turn the toes out a little bit. Yes, yes. Then we're going to come on to the elbows. And if your elbows don't come to the floor, you just take your elbows onto 2 blocks is better than 1. I just have 1 here. Actually, I have 2. I lied. I have 2 blocks. So 2 blocks if you can, so that your shoulders can really relax. So you can be here. You can be elbows on the floor. Yes, that's it. Now, as the elbows come down, as that back knee comes down, the whole body wants to be like, woo, okay, I'm just going to let go and relax. And that's okay. Not that I want you to not be relaxed. But we know that the body responds better to an active stretch. And so this action of hugging the skin to the muscles and the muscles to the bones, just keep a gentle sense of that hugging and a gentle sense of the expansion of the inside out and that pulsation between inner and outer body, so that the body feels really supported. And the circulation, it's like dog came in with his knee brace to help the circulation, right? That we're doing that ourselves with our skin. It's the same idea, but we're doing it ourselves with our skin. Okay, come on up. And switch your legs. So right foot forward, left knee down. Good. Take a minute to just create the base well. So your left knee is back behind your hip. Yes. So there's maybe already a little stretch into that hip flexor of the back leg. That's what we're going for. And then skin to muscle, muscle to bone. Take your hands to your front thigh. Squeeze your legs towards each other. That's it. Then inhale, arms to the sky. Create that corseting action in your belly. Wrap the muscles of the arm bones around the arm bones. Even your fingers. Wrap the muscles of your fingers and your hands. Yes. And then send energy out in all directions. Grow your body bigger, fuller, wider from the inside out. So you're filling that container that you've created. Okay, hands down to the left. You can heel toe the right foot out a footprint and turn the right toes out. Yep, just like that. And then elbows down onto something. Floor, blocks, whatever's reachable. So bring it over to the, Don, bring it inside, Donald, bring it in, over to the left, both hands, like that, like that. That'll be easier. Yes, there you go, there you go. Yeah, Margaret, reasonable? It's a big stretch, but reasonable, okay. Sheila, tuck your back toes so your back leg is that, oh, it's your foot, okay, right, sorry. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, I can try it.
No, don't try it, don't, put your toes down. I forgot that. If it's better for you to have your foot down, if you're doing it for a reason, that's totally fine. It's just if you're doing it not for a reason, then keep your back toes tucked. All right, take a couple more breaths. We're on that first side for a good few breaths. Same thing, the skin is like the surface tension of the water drop. And the inner energy is like the water inside the water drop expanding out. Okay, lift back up into your hands. Very good. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee off the floor. Yep. And then step forward. Take as many steps as you need. Come forward to the front of your mat. And then come up with a nice long spine. Reach up and stretch up. And exhale. Release your arms. Okay, we're going to go through sun salutation, which I don't typically do the whole version of in this class, but sun salutation is particularly associated with the circulation of prana in the body and of Vyana Vayu and the way that we're moving prana through. So I want to do it. We're going to do it. And we'll just do it slow, and we'll do it in a way that hopefully will feel reasonable to do. But we're going to move through the whole sequence. So sun salutation is a sequence of, depends on which one. We're going to do just the most basic one. Surya Namaskar A, it's a sequence of poses that you move with breath in a flowing way. All right. So we start in Tadasana at the front of the mat. Start with feet parallel. Michael, if you just go onto your elbows, or you'll manage what you need to do. Yeah. Okay. So Tadasana, make your legs steady and strong. We've been here already. Create that dynamic tension of skin hugging in and energy, prana expanding out. And then with your next breath, circle your arms to the sky, reach up. As you exhale, with a long spine, hinge from your hips, fold forward. Take your hands to floor or blocks. On your inhale, take your hands to your shins, lengthen your spine, look forward, flatten out your back. As you exhale, fold over. Good, now bend your knees and walk yourself back to plank pose. If you need to be in low plank, you can have your knees on the mat, that's fine. Take a moment to find your way there. Flatten out your hands, strengthen your legs. Good, then drop your knees and lower down to your belly. Stretch your legs long behind you. Inhale, lift your shoulders, your head, your neck, keeping your legs nice and strong. Cobra pose. Squeeze your outer shoulders in, move your chest forward. On your next exhale, press up to tabletop, tuck your toes, lift up into downward facing dog. Knees and hips off the floor. That's it. Good, Michael, that's good. Take a breath in here, expand energy up to your hips, and then down through the back of your heels. And then look forward and walk yourself forward back to the front of your mat. Forward bend. You got it. And then firming your feet on the mat. Inhale, rise up with a nice long spine. Reach up and stretch up. And exhale your arms back to Tadasana. All right, I want to do one more round. You guys did great. Let's do one more, okay? Inhale, arms up. Move with your breath. Just follow the breath. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale and lengthen, so hands onto the legs, come up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, walk yourself back into plank. That's it. Now you can lower down with knees up, or you can drop your knees down, lower to your belly. Stretch your toes back behind you, hug your legs in. Lengthen through your spine, lift up into cobra, little baby cobra. If you want to come up higher, you can push into your hands, but make the back muscles do most of the work there. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. Hinge your hips back, tuck your toes. The back of the legs feel tight. You can keep the knees a little soft here. As you breathe in, feel that receiving of prana, and as you breathe out, just let it spread outwards in all directions, down to your hands, up to your hips, down to your heels, outward, side to side. And then walk yourself forward again. On your inhale, lengthen your spine, come up with your breath. And then exhale, arms by your sides, just close your eyes. Stand in Tadasana, at ease and attention, both at the same time. And just feel your breath moving, feel your heart beating, and see if you can feel this sense of prana circulating through the whole of your body, supporting all of those functions of your body. Okay, let your eyes open. Let's do a little shoulder stretch now. You're going to take your 2 blocks for this one and put them like this on your mat, so parallel. Okay, and then you're going to lower your elbows to your blocks like this. And you can lace your fingers together for this one. Yeah. Okay, now move your knees back behind your hips. So walk your knees back. Keep your elbows where they are, but just walk your knees back. Push your elbows, your forearms down into your blocks. And then start to sit your hips back so your arms are extending. Lift your navel up towards your spine. Good, and then just rock forward and back a few times here. So let there just be these little movements. And when we're talking about circulation, movement is better, right? We don't want to be stagnant. That does not help with circulation. So just let there be these little mini pulses forward and back. Yep. And then let's stretch a little back a little bit farther and hold just for a couple of breaths, lifting your armpits up. Lifting your navel up towards your spine, but letting your head and your neck release. Letting your collarbones broaden. The teachings say that prana flows where your awareness goes. So where is it that you need prana to move? Bring your awareness there. Let it circulate where you need it. All right. Slowly inhale, bring yourself back up. Great, set your blocks over to the side for a moment. Okay, now we're gonna do another little shoulder stretch. So you're gonna take your right arm across the front of your mat. You're gonna be on the pinky finger, in front of your left hand. So right arm across, just not so crossed over. Bring it like in front of your hand, like towards me, towards the top of your mat. So in front, like out in front of your fingernails. You're off to the side like this. Can you? Yeah, like there. Good. Okay, now like you're doing like a karate chop. Push down with your finger. Make your arm straight. Good. Your left elbow can be a little soft, and then you're just going to do cat and cow here. So you're going to inhale and arch your back, and you're going to exhale it round, and you should feel a stretch underneath your shoulder blades. You guys feel that? Inhale, arch a little bit, and exhale round. Now you can also do this with your left elbow on the mat. It might be more comfortable to go down onto your left elbow. You want your right elbow up, but you can drop your left elbow down. Yeah, like that. Thumb up, right thumb up. Hitchhiker hand. Do one more. Arch, a lot of movement through your spine. Arch your back and then round your spine. Okay, good. And then drop your right elbow down for a moment, and then you're gonna go left arm across, whatever you did on the first side. So if you were up on the elbow, your right elbow is off. If your left elbow is off the floor, have your right elbow off the floor. Bring your left arm across on the pinky finger. Arm straight. Good. Then cat and cow a few times. Arch and look up. Exhale and round. I can't decide if I like this better with the elbow on the floor or not. You guys seem to like the elbow. All right, let's go with elbow down. You get the stretch in the shoulders. Yeah, you feel that? Mostly, kind of. Yeah, that's good. Elbow on the block works. Okay, one more breath. Okay, good. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And let's come down onto the belly for a moment now. Good. Stretch your legs long behind you. Good. And then remember that action when we were standing, how we hugged the lower legs in. Try to create that here. So the heels tend to sort of splay out to the sides, right? The lower legs kind of go to sleep. So hug your outer ankles in, have your heels upright, click your toenails down. And then at the same time, create that widening action of your pelvis by letting your inner thighs widen, pressing your knees down. Then scoop your tailbone towards your pubic bone. Stretch your arms back behind you, palms facing down. On your next inhale, lift your upper body. Lift everything up. That's it. Your hands are going to lift, but you want to try to lift your shoulders higher than your hands. So the hands are going to want to go up like this and shoulders down. I want you to lift your shoulders higher than your hands. That's it. As you're breathing, just circulate energy. Expansive energy, circumferentially from the inside outwards. Just feel bigger, fuller, brighter. Lift a little higher. And then exhale and just release. Turn your cheek over to the side. Let your head release down. Bend up your knees. You can do a couple windshield wipers with your legs here. Just let your legs swing to one side and then to the other. Okay, good. And then legs back down. Click your toenails down. Hug your lower legs in. Press your knees down. Toe in your glutes. This time, if it's available to you, lace your fingers behind your back. If that feels like too much pinching in the shoulders or just hard, you could just do the same thing. Arms by your sides is fine. Then inhale, lift your upper body again. Good. Stretch your arms straight. Lift your arms back behind you. Diane, you could do this one standing or even sitting right where you are. Yeah, you guys on your belly, stay there, but you could even just do this, like just a shoulder stretch. Yeah, you can just do it right there. So you'll get the little shoulder stretch at least. All right, 2 more breaths. Inflate from the inside. Feel the skin containing the energy, but expand out into your skin. Okay, release. Turn your cheek over to the other side. Yeah. And then let's press back up to tabletop. And we'll transition through downward facing dog back to our feet. So as you're ready, take your time. Lift up into dog pose. And then either walk hands to feet or feet to hands, whichever one's easier. If walking hands to feet is easier, do it that way. Land into your feet, rise up with your breath. Reach up and stretch up. And exhale. Let your arms release. Great. All right, I want to do a couple things at the wall and we'll finish at the wall. So bring your stuff to a wall. So you can come up to this wall, or you can go onto that wall, either one. We've got plenty of wall space. Bring your mat with you too.
Yes.
Yeah, bring everything with you. Blankets, blocks, clothing you might want for Shavasana. Bring all the things. Okay. Our first stretch here, you might have to scooch not under the window, Stephanie, but see if you have room. Our first stretch here is going to be a hip stretch. So we're going to come back to this sort of chair position. Knees really bent, hands on the wall in front of you. Yep, and then you're going to cross, let's go right ankle over left knee. Yeah, so you make a shelf with that left knee. Bring your ankle on top of your knee and then spread out your toes. So make your right foot active. So as if you could send prana all through that right foot. The foot spreads out and opens up a little bit. And then bend your left knee a little more, but stick your butt back behind you. Sheila, step your foot closer to the wall and just stick your butt back more. There you go. Push into the wall. Yes. Yes. Push your right knee down towards the floor. You feel a little stretch in your outer hip. Breathe deeply where you are. Let prana circulate through the whole body, but of course you can send it with your awareness into the places that feel tightest and use that energy to create an expansion there. Okay, and then come on up, and when you're ready, switch sides. So stand on your right foot, cross your left ankle on top. Yep, so we're in this one, just so I'm on the screen. That's it. Stephanie, bend your right knee a little more. That's it. And then just poke your, yes, like that. Poke your hips back. Poke your hips back. Yep, feel a broadening, widening action in your pelvis. So send your hips back behind you. Take one more breath. Good, and then inhale and walk your hands up, uncross your legs. Come on up, standing. Okay, excellent. Okay, next one, still facing the wall. We're gonna do a thigh stretch. I want you to try this with a block. Let's see how we do with this. So you're gonna put the block between your inner thighs. So up pretty high, like this. Yeah. And then you're gonna face the wall just for balance, and you're gonna bend up your right foot behind you, catch your right foot behind you. So you're gonna hold the block. Yeah, I'm gonna get you a strap. You can hold the block, but also kind of feel like you're trying to drop it at the same time. Does that make sense? So hold the block, and drop the block at the same time. Yeah, I'll help you get it behind. So go onto the wall. Okay, you got it. There you go. You got it. Okay, hug your heel in close. Same thing. Flare out your toes. Yep. Now move your tailbone, the very base of your spine, down towards the block. Lift your pelvic floor up off the block. So don't bend your knees. That movement's in your pelvis, not in your knee. Pelvis forward. Tone your low belly. Yeah, good stretch there. Okay, slowly release that foot. If you need a break, just set the block hold the block for a second. Give your inner thighs a break. So it keeps us a little more honest, squeezing the block like that, right? The knee tends to like to go out to the side, so when we hug the block, it doesn't do that. And then you get a little inner thigh work too, along with your thigh stretch. All right, catch your left foot behind you. Hug your block, but try to drop it at the same time. So it's like a gentle hugging. Yeah, hug your heel towards your butt. Do you want a strap, Diane, or are you good with pants? You okay? Pants are a good prop. Pants are a good prop. Yeah, hug your heel in, spread your toes. Okay, then once you've got that, now draw your tailbone. I'll give the side view. Draw your tailbone down towards the block. Draw your pelvic floor up. Draw your low belly back. So that gets the psoas involved, and that's what we're working on here. One more breath. Okay, let that go and release your foot. Set your block to the side. Okay, final pose is going to be baby dancer. So similar to what we just did, we're not going to use the block for this one, but I want you to have that awareness that it's still there. So this is the pose. We'll use the wall. So we get the foot behind us. We hold the foot. If you need to use a strap or pants, you use whatever you need to do. We tend to do this, right? So as you're swinging your foot back, imagine that block is still there. So you're squeezing in. You're hugging your skin to your muscles to your bones, and then you're going to kick your foot behind you instead of hugging it in. So it's the opposite action. And then you can go to the wall. But keep that squeezing in. We're not going out to the side, right? So you're going to hold your right foot behind you, face the wall. Yep. You can use pants. Pants works. Then, so squeeze the legs and then kick your foot into your hand. Lean forward. You can take your left hand to the wall. That's it. Try to keep your head, your gaze lifted a little bit. That's it. Your shoulders back. And kick your foot behind you. Yeah, that's good, Margaret. Great. Yeah, nice, Tom. That's it. Okay, slowly inhale. Come on back up. And release that foot. Okay, do the other side. Any questions? Is this clear enough? Yeah? Yeah. I will say that this is one of my least favorite poses. I find this pose really difficult. Don't you? You love that? And you're like, I hate this pose, so, let's all do it. I hate this pose. Let's do it. No, I don't hate it, but I just find it this is a very challenging pose for me. So you getting a hamstring cramp? Yeah. The hamstrings are working. The hamstrings are working. All right, so as you hold your foot, instead of pulling it in, kick it away from you. Yeah, there you go. Squeeze your legs in towards each other. Yes, kick the foot behind you. Good, shoulders back. Neck long. Prana flowing through the whole body, Okay, good. And then slowly exhale. Release your foot. Okay, very good. Do a little tushy wiggle, hula dance. All right, we're going to do just some legs up the wall and some breathing now. So to come into legs up the wall, I'm just shifting the blocks to the side. The easiest way, you really want to get yourself as close to the wall as possible, and the easiest way to do that is on your side. So you sit with a hip to the wall, and then when you come to your side, you walk your butt to the wall. And then once your butt is at the wall, then you roll to your back and you swing your legs up. So that's the easiest way to get in close there. So, yep, come on to your side. I know it feels a little, yeah, that's it. And then just lay straight on your side. So lay down first, Jill. Lay down. And then swing your legs up.
I never can do this.
What's that?
Did you think I was going to hit the window?
Not with your legs. No, when we were doing like this stuff. No, not with your legs here. No, no.
Even with my hands.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't want it to be in your way. I didn't want it to be in your way. Yeah, you want to just scoot in as close as you can. Scoot in, scoot in, scoot in, scoot in. There you go. And then stretch your legs up. Your hips are on the floor. So let your hips come down. If your hamstrings are really tight, you might need to back away from the wall a little bit. I want to give you this under your head. Yeah, you want your neck to feel comfortable. So if you need a blanket or a pillow, something under your head, feel free to do that. Yeah, you guys look good. Okay. So now, take your hands on your belly.
Are your hips off the ground?
No, hips should be on the ground. So if your knees have to bend, would it feel more, because I can put a blanket underneath your hips and that, sometimes we do it with a blanket under the hips, if that would feel more comfortable. Your blanket's right there. You're okay? Hips should be on the ground or on a blanket, but on something, not hovering. Yeah. Rest your hands on your belly. Good. And just feel your breath expanding into your belly and then contracting. And as you're breathing, just have this sense of prana coming in, prana moving inside of you, letting it go, flowing out. And then the breath keeps pulsing, but the prana inside just gets circulated through. So feel it expanding, moving through. Imagine your whole body was breathing. Imagine that your arms could become fuller as you breathe in. And stay full of energy even as you breathe out. Imagine your legs could get fuller as you breathe in. Stay full as you breathe out. Feel your entire body expanding and contracting with breath. As if your skin, your very skin could open up, every pore of your skin could open up to breathe in and to release energy out. And just feel that pulsing flow. Take another couple of breaths here. Something's talking over here. I'm just trying to find it. Somebody's phone is talking. It's okay. It's not the screen. No, the screen's up over here. Yeah, somebody's phone is talking. All right, so now you can stay here if you'd like to stay for the rest of practice. We have another couple of minutes to just relax. So you could stay in this position. If you would feel more comfortable on your back, just start walking yourself on your back so you can stretch out into Shavasana, flat on your back on the floor. The legs up the wall inversion poses are particularly good for circulation of all kinds, particularly for the cardiovascular system of letting blood flow back to the heart, circulate around. So just have that sense as you're breathing, the energy moving, flowing inside of you. Let your body relax deeply. Your shoulders, your arms, your face. your eyes and your jaw. Feel your skin just gently caressing your body, containing your body, holding it softly. Just let yourself release into that gentle holding. Gently now, allow your breath to deepen. Allow energy to rise, your awareness to rise back to the surface. Begin to bend your knees and slide your feet down the wall if you're still at the wall, or bend up your knees if you're on your back. Find your way to your side and just rest on your side in the fetal position for just a couple of breaths. And as you feel ready, press into your hands. Slowly bring yourself back up to seated. Sit up nice and tall. Just take a moment to be aware of your body and be aware of all the layers of your body, how your physical body feels, how your energy feels within you. And perhaps as we move into the rest of the day and this week ahead, this awareness of Vyana Vayu and the ways that we can move energy through in a way that feels safe, boundary with healthy, strong boundaries help us to create safety in our relationships and in our ways of interacting. So if boundaries are a particular challenge, or maybe even just be aware of where your boundaries are this week as you're moving through your relationships and your engagements and the ways that you are moving through the world and engaging with the world, have a sense of how you can bring a balance to those boundaries so that you can be self-assured in your self-expression. All right, let's bring hands together at the heart. And let's end together with an Om. If you'd like to join in, take in a deep breath. Namaste. Thank you all. Hope you have a great day, great week. Lots of good stuff coming up. The stretch week is this week. We're having a sale on stretch. Stephanie's coming to get stretch later. I think I have another time on Wednesday, one maybe. Susan, if you want to come experience the magic of Susan's fingers, she might have a time left on Wednesday. She's pretty booked, but she might have 1 or 2 left. Then there's some times on, I think I'm booked on Friday, but Sunday there's some time. So if you want to come get stretched, sign up for that. We're offering the discount for this week and into next week a little bit. The times, the available appointments are on the appointment schedule online. If you don't see a time that works for you, just message me and we can try to find a time that'll work. And that goes for everybody, of course.
What about the strong bones thing? Is that good?
Yeah, yeah.
Try that
Yes, yeah. Strong Bones is,
tomorrow.
yes, with Jan. Yes, she does. You know, it's a strengthening class and it's focused on,
I take the Friday class, Zoom class, yeah.
yeah, with Jan. That's Jan, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Jan.
and
Yeah, I
guess
think it's
there's a
Ronnie
link
tomorrow.
one if
Right.
people wanna come into the studio.
Bye, guys. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rachel.
Bye, Stephanie.
Welcome.